Have you ever bought a book and never read it? If you have, you're not alone. This common phenomenon has a name in Japanese, Tsundoku, a term that elegantly captures the act of buying books and allowing them to accumulate, untouched and unread. It's a word that's as beautiful as it is poignant, a testament to our love for the written word and our eternal optimism about the future of our reading habits. At its core, Tsundoku is an act of love and hope. It's buying a book with the intention of delving into its pages, of losing oneself in a new world, a new perspective. It's the promise to the self that one day, when the time is right, we'll crack open that cover and embark on a new literary adventure. But what does it say about us, about our culture and our habits? In Japan, where the term originated, Tsundoku is seen as a symbol of a person's intellectual desires, their curiosity, and their ambition to learn. It's not seen as a negative habit, but rather a charming eccentricity, a testament to one's love for learning and exploration. Yet this phenomenon is not limited to Japan. It has spread globally, transcending borders and cultures. From the bustling streets of New York to the quiet corners of a small town in England, book piles are growing, silently bearing witness to our collective Tsundoku. Why do we buy books with the intention to read them later, and then never get around to it? Perhaps it's a form of optimism, a belief that we'll find the time in our busy lives to sit down and read. Or maybe it's a way of surrounding ourselves with knowledge, with the comforting presence of stories and ideas waiting to be explored. So the question is not why we buy books and never read them, but what makes us do so. As we delve deeper into the art of Tsundoku, we'll explore the psychology behind this fascinating habit and its impact on our lives and society. So why do we buy books and never read them? Is it a psychological thing? The psychology behind Tsundoku, the art of buying books and letting them pile up unread, is indeed fascinating and multifaceted. It's a behavior deeply rooted in our desires, hopes, and even our love for the tangible. Let's delve into some theories, shall we? One theory suggests Tsundoku might be tied to a longing for intellectual growth. You see, books represent knowledge and the potential for learning. When we buy a book, we're not just purchasing paper and ink, but the promise of a new perspective, a new idea, or a new skill. In essence, each unread book is a symbol of potential growth, and this can be incredibly enticing. Then there's the love for physical books. In our digital age, there's a certain charm that physical books hold. The feel of the pages, the smell of the ink, the weight of the book in our hands. These sensory experiences are unique to physical books and can be a driving force behind Tsundoku. Another theory posits that Tsundoku might be a form of retail therapy. Buying books can be therapeutic, providing a sense of control and satisfaction. It's a stress reliever, a mood booster, and a way to escape the pressures of everyday life, even if just for a little while. But perhaps the most intriguing element in this behavior is optimism. We often buy books with the hope, the optimism, of having time to read them in the future. Each unread book is a testament to our optimism about the future, our belief in the possibility of more time. While these theories offer some insight, it's important to remember that the psychology of Tsundoku is as diverse as the people who practice it. It's a complex interplay of desires, loves, hopes, and personal preferences. The psychology behind Tsundoku is complex, but it's clear that it's more than just a simple case of book hoarding. But what impact does Tsundoku have on us and our surroundings? Let's first consider personal space. A book or two might not take up much room, but as the pile grows, so does the physical footprint. It can start to encroach on living spaces, transforming once tidy areas into cluttered ones. This clutter isn't just physical. It can also clutter our minds, creating a sense of disorder and chaos that can be hard to ignore. Then there's the mental health aspect. Each unread book can serve as a reminder of an unfulfilled intention, a task left incomplete. The guilt of not reading the books we've purchased can weigh on us, creating a subtle yet persistent source of stress. This guilt can be particularly strong if we bought the books with the intention of self-improvement or learning something new. Finally, let's look at the environmental impact. Every book produced and shipped contributes to our global carbon footprint. When these books end up sitting unread on our shelves, it's not just a personal loss but an environmental one. Particularly in a world striving for sustainability, the thought of all these unread books can be quite sobering. So, Tsundoku, while it might seem like a harmless habit, has the potential to affect our living spaces, our mental well-being, and the world at large. As you can see, Tsundoku can have significant effects, both personally and globally. So, what can we do with all those unread books gathering dust on our shelves? One solution is to donate them. Libraries, schools, or community centers often welcome book donations, giving your unread novels a second life. Not only does this clear your space, but it also contributes to the literary enrichment of others in your community. Another option is to sell them. Online platforms like eBay or Amazon make it easy to sell used books, transforming your unread pile into a small profit. Or, consider a local used bookstore. They often buy back books, and it's a great way to support local businesses. Recycling is another alternative. If your books are in poor condition and not suitable for donation or sale, recycling them is a way to ensure they don't end up in a landfill. Just remember to remove any non-recyclable parts like the spine or any plastic covers. But perhaps most importantly, it's time to evaluate our book buying habits. Consider switching to ebooks or borrowing from the library to reduce the environmental impact. It's a small yet significant step towards a more sustainable lifestyle. These are just a few ideas, but remember, the aim is not to stop buying books altogether. Books are portals to other worlds, sources of knowledge and catalysts for imagination. Remember, every book deserves to be read. So, next time before buying a new one, think about the ones waiting for you at home.